Okay, I would like to start off by saying this may have started as a five-person project, but there were only two of us who were communicating, giving ideas and stuff like that. So this project is from me, Carlton Taylor, and Alessandra Higgs. Um, we decided to do our depicted project, over the show Indie Mac on Disney Channel. This show ran from about 2017 to late 2019. It centered around a girl named Andy Mack, whose life changed forever when she learned that a woman she called her sister her whole life was actually her mother. And along for the ride were her two best friends, Cyrus and Buffy, who together they were just trying to navigate life, school, family issues, personal issues, and things about themselves that will shape them into the adults they want to be one day. For Andy Mack's profile, Andy Mack was a young Asian American girl in middle school. Like I said before, she had recently discovered her sister was actually her mom on her 13th birthday. She is a very artsy girl who loved making bracelets and anything art related. She had a whole shack in the back of her house dedicated to it. In some episodes, she could be seen as selfish or self-centered, which is common at this stage of development. We all went through that stage in middle school, high school, where we thought the whole world revolved around us. Within the show, Andy is at a pivotal point in her life. She just reached her teen years and must navigate middle school with newly found information. This leads to challenges for her. She must learn how to juggle friendships, family, and her own needs. She has to figure out if she should put her ego, or superego in the forefront of her decisions. Andy Mack's development throughout the show, Andy struggles with personal fable like most adolescents. She feels as though nobody else could feel how she feels. She later learns that all her friends have their own battles, like everyone does. Learning how to uncenter herself and become less selfish is a key part of her development. Throughout the show, Andy battles with her friends because they don't think she is a good friend to her. They don't think she's a good friend to them. I'm sorry, and she has to learn how to balance her own life and her friends. She also goes through the identity versus confusion stage of Erickson's development in each season. Cyrus Goodman's profile. I would also like to say, since there were only two of us doing this project, we only have two people. I know it obviously should have been more, but we can't control everybody. Cyrus is a 13-year-old boy with brown curly hair, brown eyes, and he's known for being very kind and always thinking of others. He grew up in a Jewish household, with his mother and father. Just like his two best friends, Buffy and Andy, he lives in Shadyside and goes to Jefferson Middle School. He is known for being funny, sensitive, caring, and also being the caring one in his group. And he is seen to be a little awkward and have low self-esteem issues, like most middle schoolers, sixth, seventh grade, when they start, noticing other things, if you know what I mean. A big part of his character arc was his coming out in season one. He was the very first open gay character in a Disney show. Cyrus's character development throughout the show. In season one, we see Cyrus as more of a shy, quiet kid who tends to stick close to his best friends, Andy and Buffy. The first season, his main storyline revolved around him being there for Andy as she finds out that her sister, is actually her mother. And on her 13th birthday, Andy finds out that Bex is really her mother, seeing a picture of a teenage Bex in a hospital bed with baby Andy. This was a quote. I probably should have said that. Mints 2018. In season 2, we see Cyrus coming more out of his shell and talking a little bit more about himself and what he's going through as a person. In the beginning of season 2, in the episode titled, Hey, Who Wants Pizza After Bex go-to phrase when she's uncomfortable, Cyrus reveals that he has a crush on Jonah, both of whom are male characters. Cyrus has become Disney Channel's first and so far only openly gay character. Mints 2018. This was a big milestone for his character and his development throughout the show. In season 3, we see Cyrus during his most confident and in a headspace of self-acceptance. During his bat mitzvah, he decides to come out to Andy and Jonah. At the beginning of season 2, in the episode titled, Then in the mid-season finale titled Cyrus's Bash Mitzvah, Cyrus decides to finally come out to Andy, who of course responds with love and acceptance for her best friend, Mints 2018. This was a mistake. I should have said in the last episode, we see Cyrus as who went from a shy and quiet kid to a confident and assertive kid who stands up for what he believes. Cyrus's interactions with others. We each did 3 characters of who we felt like, I want to say they had not necessarily the most interaction, but who shaped them the most. I would put it like that. For mine, I picked Cyrus, Jonah, Cyrus and TJ, and then Cyrus and Andy. For Cyrus and Jonah, in the beginning, we see Cyrus who looks up to Jonah and wants to be friends with him because he's one of the most popular kids in school. As the show continues, we see them form a genuine bond and friendship as they confide and trust each other with personal things and personal information. As the show closes, we see a monumental moment between the two as Cyrus comes out to Jonah during his bar mitzvah. Jonah seems unbothered and continues the day like nothing happened, showing Cyrus that he doesn't see him any differently and he still loves him. For Cyrus and TJ, Cyrus and TJ first met during season 2. TJ was always known for being edgy and intense, while Cyrus was known for being the more nice and calm friend. Even though they were completely different, they became very good friends throughout the show, and even during the season finale of season 3, they revealed their true feelings for each other. Cyrus and Andy have a stronger connection, being that Cyrus was the first person that knew about Andy's family situation. During season 1, we see how that brings them together and gives them an even stronger relationship. Throughout the show, their relationship grows as they both do as people. And in the end, as the show closes up, we see Andy, Cyrus, and Buffy together as the screen goes black. Andy's interactions with others. Andy and Buffy. Buffy is one of Andy's best friends. They have been best friends since childhood. They seem like complete opposites, but they are actually the perfect pair. Buffy is biracial and has a military mother, and these are the main pieces of her storyline throughout the show. They only had about 2 notable clashes. The first one was during season 1 when Andy became jealous that Buffy was spending a lot of time with Bex, and then the other clash was when Buffy got a boyfriend and stopped spending as much time with each other, but they eventually came back together as best friends do. Andy and Bex. Bex is Andy's biological mom in the show, and according to Andy's previous knowledge, Bex was known as her older sister. When Bex was just her sister, she was not very present in Andy's life, but she was, the cool older sister. Even though that she knows that's her mother, they still have a sisterly relationship, and this has good and bad influences on Andy. She needs her mother in her growing years, but that's where Bex is lacking. Andy and Bowie. I don't think I said this before, but Bowie is Andy's biological father in the show, and when Bowie finds out Andy is his daughter, they are both very happy to be in each other's lives. Unfortunately, Bex and her grandmother initially didn't want her to have a relationship with him. Despite this, they continue to see each other. They have a typical father-daughter head bumps, but throughout the show, they maintain a good relationship. We have our reference page. We couldn't find too many articles about Andy Mack. We found about 2, and that's pretty much all we could find. And then we have our last slide, which is The End by Carlton Taylor and Alessandra Hicks.